Hello and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be breaking down the Brighton Marathon, which I did only a few days ago. I'm going to take you from the start all the way through to the finish, let you know how I got on and whether or not I managed to break that sub 3 hour barrier. Just before we do get into it, I just wanted to shout out my fundraising page. It's linked to Cystic Fibrosis Trust, and I'll throw the link in the description down below. I've managed to now raise £1,108 for the charity, which is absolutely amazing, and we are very close to my goal, which was £1 for every kilometre that I've run, which is currently sitting at £1,177. So yeah, almost there. If you can go check it out, help out any way you can, even if it's just sharing the link with friends and family, it really will help. But that's it from me for now, so let's dive straight into the race. Alright, so we made it to the start. Just dropped my bags off, went to the toilet. Just going to try and go in that toilet again in a second, but just going to do some stretches and then we start in about half an hour.
5, 4. Brighton Marathon 2025. Often refuel en route.
Okay, so here we go. 16 weeks of training has led us to this start line, and now we're going to give it our all over the next 42 kilometres. So the plan is 4:16 per kilometre pace or 6:52 per mile pace, and I've thrown up some splits here on screen. I've written these down on my arm just to make sure that I'm sticking to the plan and not going a bit too quick or a bit too slow. So yeah, going to try and stick with all of these. I might try and pick it up in the later stages if I've still got some energy, but let's see how we get on. We've only just crossed the start, so let's see how we go. Straight out the gate, and we're turning straight onto our first hill. The first kilometre is a bit all uphill, and then as we get to the end of that hill, it's all downhill for a little while. I think it's like a 2 or 3 kilometre downhill section. So yeah, just going to get up this hill, try not to push the pace. I'm going to let people go past me, stay controlled, take it easy, and then we'll try and make up some time as we go back down the hill. We made it to the top of the hill without any real issues. Didn't push the pace too quick, but now we're going down, and again, don't want to be pushing the pace. Just want to keep it a nice, steady, average pace and stick to the plan.
Well done.
So about 3 kilometres there's a turnaround point, and as you can see, the leaders of the race are turning around already and coming back on themselves. So got to see them, got to see who was leading, and obviously got to give them a good cheer on and some encouragement.
Go on, Hugh, mate. Go on, Hugh.
So if you're new to the channel, I've been doing a series here called Road to Sub 3, where I am trying to train and work towards a sub 3 hour marathon, and this is going to be the second official attempt. I did try to run a sub 3 in Chicago just gone, but this is going to be my second attempt after filming the full series for YouTube. Coming up to 3k, and I've seen that I'm going way too quick, so slowing it down a bit, trying not to burn all of my matches so we can leave some for the end of the race. The start of the race is always so hard not to go out too quick, and as you can see by my pace, I am going a bit too quick now. I'm about 15 seconds ahead of what the pace should be, but I haven't really noticed it yet. I'm just running to feel at this point, trying to settle into a pace, but I do notice it and do slow it down as we get a few kilometres in. So So the last few races, including Brighton Marathon, which you saw, I've had some issues with my watch being a bit out. So this time round, I'm not looking at exactly what my watch is saying. I'm going to look at the time when I go past these 5-kilometre barriers. So we've got one coming up here, and as you see, I'm about 100 metres out already.
5k in, feeling really good. Slightly above pace, so I'm going to try and keep it easy, but yeah, feeling good.
I do think Brighton is an amazing place with some amazing people. The crowds here were amazing. So many people come out to support the runners, whether or not they were here to see someone in particular or they were just here to cheer people on. There was so many people just there to have a good time and help people get through this tough race. I also had my own little cheer squad on course. It was my wife, my son and my wife's sister. They came and helped me through the race, cheered me on at a few different points during, and it was great to see them, especially later on when I really needed them. Here we got to see the leaders of the race again, and that guy in second, I wanted to cheer him on, try and get him to catch the person in first, and I think he did. I think he ended up going on to win the race.
Just gone through 10k, 42.15, so 25 seconds above pace, which is good. Don't want to be pushing too hard now. Still feeling good, but let's see how we go.
Okay, so here we turned and made our way down to the seafront. As you can see, it was an absolutely beautiful day, and the sun was shining and there was no clouds in the sky whatsoever. Running along the coast was just beautiful. Now, the wind was a little bit of a problem, but not too much. I'll go into that in a bit. And also, the heat did end up getting to me a little bit, but again, we'll see that when we get to it. At this point, I had a quick look at my heart rate. I was trying not to look at any other stats than just the time during this, but had a quick look, noticed that my heart rate was up in zone 5, which is obviously not good, especially this early on. You can probably hear it on the video here, but the wind was really starting to pick up on these open sections. And we had a bit of a group peloton going where everyone would sort of take turns taking the wind. I took the front, and then as I dropped to the back, I did fall away from the pack, only because they seemed to want to be pushing the pace a little bit quicker than I wanted to go. So I didn't want to burn a load of matches, as I say, trying to keep up with this pack just to stay up the wind. So the weather on the day was about 17 or 18 degrees Celsius, which for me is fine. However, I'm not really adapted to it at the moment. I've been doing a lot of my training around 5 to 10 degrees. So 17 did feel quite hot, but we was taking on lots of electrolytes and lots of water to make sure that we didn't dehydrate and run into issues at the end. However, you'll see coming up, spoilers alert, we did run into a bit of issue with the heat. And just look at these amazing views coming up. We're now going downhill, we've got the wind in our back, we're feeling good, we're nearly halfway through the race and things are going well so far.
20k in 1:25.02, so about 18 seconds above pace. Let's just keep moving forward, it's starting to get hard now.
Okay, so we made it to the halfway point, 1:29.47, we're 13 seconds ahead and we're bang on the pace that we wanted to be. So everything's looking good, feeling good still. It's starting to get a little bit hard, but yeah, nothing that we can't handle at this point. So around this point in the course, just before 25k, I did start to feel like my legs were getting heavy. I could feel fatigue setting in my calves and my thighs, but we just told ourselves that we were going to get to the end before the 3-hour mark, and we were going to make it happen today, even if we had to push and struggle for the last hour of the race. But yeah, we're just going to keep it consistent for now and see how we get on.
$25k in the bag, 10 seconds above pace, so just got to stay strong from here. It is starting to get tough though.
This is also where the heat started to get to me now. I had been taking the water stations pretty much at all of them. I think I missed the second water station, which was a few kilometres in, but apart from that I'd taken all of them on, and I'd been taking 2 electrolyte tabs every 10 kilometres to make sure that I wasn't running out of them either. But yeah, it started to feel like I was sweating a lot, and I could feel that dehydration was coming, so tried to get as much water in as I could from this point on. Okay, so making another U-turn, heading back towards Brighton town. Things are starting to get tough, but we're still able to push and keep up that pace. Just need to keep it up a few more kilometres, and then we'll have a lot more people cheering us on, and we're also going to see the cheer squad again, which I desperately need at this point, because while I'm convincing myself that I'm going to do this, my body is starting to give me a bit of doubt. So we're back with all the crowds and everyone's cheering me on, but I can't quite hear them. The demons are whispering into my ears, telling me that we can't do this and that we're going to fall off and our legs are going to give up. But I'm telling them that that isn't the case. We're going to get there and we're going to do this in under 3 hours. So having a bit of a back and forth battle with them. But yeah, the crowds definitely were helping a bit. And as I say, I'm looking out now for my cheer squad, which I desperately need. And here they are. I only got to see them very briefly, but it really did help me out. Gave me a bit of a spur on to try and push forward and pick up the pace a bit, because as you can see, it is starting to drop slightly. Okay, so that was the last time I was going to see my little cheer squad into the finish line. So for the next 15k, it was just me on my own, and me versus the demons in my head, me versus my own legs. So had to keep pushing, and my pace started to slow ever so slightly, but I knew that I had a bit of time in the bank, so even if I had a few bad kilometres, it shouldn't be too bad. And also I wanted to give a last push in the last 10 or last 5 kilometres anyway. So as I say, at this point I was trying to keep my head up, so just tried to look around, take in the scenes, take in the crowds, and really take my mind off the race. Just let my legs continuously tick over and make sure that we didn't drop below the goal pace. However, you're about to see this is where things really started to take a turn and go wrong. Uh-oh, here comes the dreaded cramp.
Oh, I'm starting to cramp really bad. Calf is cramped into a ball.
Also, not too sure what these bikers were doing. They just decided to go straight through the marathon course. Not really too sure why.
Oh, pass. There we go. Starting to pass. Whew. Oh, let's hope that doesn't come back.
So what you saw just there was me getting cramp in my calf, but completely trying to ignore it and just carrying on running. It was in a ball and I was pretty much limping, but I was still trying to keep up the pace because I really wanted to make this work. I really didn't want to lose the sub 3 after nearly 30 kilometers of run. I'd already been taking on quite a lot of electrolyte tabs and all of the water stations, but at this point I thought, right, get some additional electrolyte tablets in and make sure we're drinking all of the water out of the bottles that we get. So from this point on, I'm really trying to stay on top of hydration, but I think it might be a bit too late.
Quite a bit of time. I'm starting to cramp up really bad. I'm just going to keep pushing, see if we can make it work, see if I can get back that time. 10k left to go, 42 minutes to get there. It's going to be a struggle, but we can try. Oh, cramp's back. Cramp is really back. Oh, come on, keep going. Let's get it done. Oh.
So at this point, we'd lost quite a lot of time due to the cramps, but we were trying to push forward. We had 10k left to go, and we had 42 minutes left to do it in, which is something that's achievable for me, but it would mean putting in a lot of effort from this point on. But we try and give it a go, and as you see, it just doesn't quite work out for me.
Oh, and the wind, that's just great. Oh my god, I have cramp in my calves, my feet, my toes. I don't know what is going on. 8k left. Let's do it. $35k. Well, a minute behind, minute and a half, but I'm done with looking at time. We're just going for a PB. Sub 3 is probably off the table. Oh god, the cramps are back.
It's a disaster. We've hit the wall. We're having to stop and stretch our calves out because we just can't take any more steps without doing so. And we've got about 7k left. We're just going to try and carry on, push through the pain, get to the end. I think the sub 3 is out the window, but we can still push and get a good PB.
Oh my god. Holy moly. Let's do this, 5k left. Don't think I'm running a sub 25k right now, but we can PB, I think.
Quick stretch, and then we're back to ticking off the last few kilometers, just 4 more to go. But this was really becoming quite quickly the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. It was an absolute struggle to just even continue moving forward, and we still had 4 kilometers, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're ready to call it a day, 4 kilometers felt like a lifetime.
Two miles to go. Officially not having fun anymore, and I want this to be over, but we're so close. We've just got to push, keep going.
Okay, so we did another U-turn and we're now back on the final straight. just taking a quick break to get the water into me and also stretch my legs a little bit, and then we're going to try and push and get that last 2 kilometers done. Hopefully we won't need to stop anymore, but we'll see as we go along.
Oh, it's just down there.
So I did give an update at 40k, but my camera decided to corrupt the footage and I don't have that clip for some reason. But yeah, 2:55.54 at 40 kilometers. Pace has really dropped off, 5 minutes and 34 seconds behind. I still was in sight for a PB, but I really had to start getting a move on and get over that line. If I carried on slowing down, we were going to miss the PB as well.
We've just got to get to the end. Oh, this is probably the worst it's been ever. Let's do it.
At this point of the race, it really did feel like I died and gone to hell. I was struggling in every aspect. My legs didn't want to move anymore. I had chafing under my arms. I didn't know it at the time, but I was sunburned and dehydrated. So I was really not having a good time. But I just needed to push and get to the end. Obviously, didn't want to not finish, and I really wanted to get that PB in still. So I just kept telling myself that if I quit now, I'll regret it forever. So just struggle through the pain and get to the finish line. So 1k to go. I filmed this entire last kilometre just so you could see how much of a struggle it was. I have sped up some of it, but I'm going to let it play for you so you can see exactly how I got on in the final stretch of the race.
Oh, I need a quick stretch. This legs have stopped working. Oh, they've completely stopped. Come on, nearly there. Oh God. Oh, I can barely walk. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh, the cramp. Oh, I can see the finish.
This big pink and yellow sign in front of me catfished me. I thought that was the finish, but I had to go round it, and then there was still a bit more to go. Oh, for God's sake.
There it is. Oh, buckling.
And there we go, we made it to the finish. It wasn't pretty, wasn't how I wanted that to go, but we got it done in the end. 3 hours and 7 minutes 12 seconds for a new personal best, and we came in at 274th place, which I think is pretty good for me, especially when there was thousands and thousands of runners on the day.
Superb work. You don't get a bonus point for that club there. More runners in sight. Look at this. Let's go, Brighton. Let's make some noise.
Thank you.
Hugh Hyland. Well done to Hugh. Thomas Brooks. Congratulations, Ollie Brown. Runners joining in the fans in the front of the Brighton Marathon 2025. So big thank you to them all.
We hit a PB 307 something. I'll confirm it later down the line, but that was the hardest marathon I've ever done. Right, that last 10k was complete hell, the worst running of my life. So I'm glad it's over. Need to have a think about where I can improve, but I'll take that as PB.
And there we go. Brighton Marathon 2025 is done. Medals in the bag, and we've got the new PB. It's a few days after the race now, and I've had some time to reflect on my feelings and also where I think I went wrong during the race. So just wanted to go over those things quickly now. So to start with, after crossing the finish line, you can probably see from that last clip, I didn't really feel great. Not just because I'd run the marathon and I was tired, but also emotionally I just felt like a bit of a failure. And that wasn't because I didn't hit the 3 hour goal that I set myself, and it wasn't because I didn't PB enough or anything like that. I'm really happy that I got the new PB, but what I was a bit annoyed and upset with myself about was the performance in the last few kilometers of the race, specifically that last 10k where everything really went badly. My biggest issue with the marathon distance has always been that I struggle after mile 20 to 22, which is the same for a lot of people, but I feel like I've put a lot of work in to try and get over that hurdle, because once I'm over that hurdle I should be able to bag some good times. Not that I don't think this is a good time, but get the times that I want and the times that I train for. In Chicago I did the training, and when I got there didn't hit the wall, didn't really cramp up until about 800 meters to go, at which point I just pushed through it all, and I felt like I was heading in the right direction. Whereas when I finished this race I thought, oh my god, I've regressed backwards. I'm now back to where I was when I was just casually running and did a marathon for charity. So yeah, it felt like I'd gone backwards, which really played in my mind for the last few days, but I think it's just the way it is. I don't think that I am less fit than I was. Obviously I've run a better time this time. It was just the performance itself had given me a bit of doubt in my mind and sort of made me think maybe I'm doing something wrong here. But I don't really think that I am doing anything wrong in my training. I think that this training block has just been a bit of a tough one, with obviously having Sonny, spending time in the hospital, etc. And then also we missed a few of the later long runs because of issues with shoes, etc. And I think that was probably the biggest thing that caused us to obviously lose so much time in the later stages, because just hadn't done those long runs. I had done obviously 32 kilometers, but we should have done a bit more than that, and also done a run where we spend say 3 hours on our feet. So yeah, I think in the next training block I'll make sure not to miss those, and obviously might even try and do some longer training runs as well, like maybe bump up to 34-36k. I do also think, looking back on it, I did end up running into issues with hydration. Now I took on more water than I ever have in a marathon before, but I think I was really sweating it out. I wasn't used to the heat. My body was really trying to cool me down and was sweating out a lot, and I was losing a lot of electrolytes. You can see from these pictures that I'm going to put up here, I was absolutely covered in salt, and if I show you my vest, still haven't washed it because I wanted to show you for this video. It is completely rancid and covered in salt all over. So yeah, I think just lost way too much in regards to electrolytes, but we should have tried to stay on top of that a bit more, drink more water, but obviously didn't want to overdo it, so I still need to find that right balance in the middle. I think I was just thrown off by the heat on the day, and obviously didn't play it the right way. I don't want to drag this on too long, so just going to summarize it here quickly. I think that I wasn't ready for the sub 3. I need to train harder, train longer, and go further in my training. So yeah, gonna set another date in and book another marathon and do another block, and I will bring back the Road Sub 3 series, but also on the other note, I need to make sure we're keeping up on things like nutrition and hydration. Now nutrition was fine, but obviously hydration, I didn't quite get that right. So yeah, need to make sure that we get that right moving forward, especially if we're going into the summer months and we're booking something when it's a bit hotter. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. It was great doing this series. It's going to feel weird not recording every single run that I do now, but yeah, I will be sure to keep putting some videos out. I'll do some shorter races, I'm sure, and park runs where I'll film it. I've got the GoPro camera now, so I'll be able to film a lot easier. So yeah, there will be more videos coming out, so like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one.